Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome back to another video, you golf life legends. We are still here with the main man, Claude Harmon III. You guys have been asking for it, guys and girls have been asking for it. I said I'd deliver. We wait till we got you to do it. I am going to learn how to hit a driver, and you, hopefully, are going to teach me.
If you've got talent, I can teach you.
Well, I've got none of that.
Okay.
What else do I need?
No.
Passion, heart?
That's not going to help if you don't have talent.
Well, let's try. Let's go.
Go.
Do exactly what I would do normally.
Whatever you normally would do.
And you're going to tell me how bad it is.
Just the way you normally do it.
Perfect. Right. Let's go.
Hang on, stand more in the middle of it. Yeah, perfect. That's a good example. So, one of the things that's important to realize is the single biggest determining factor on where the golf ball is going to go is where you as the player present the club face at impact. Right. So wherever the club face is pointing at impact is where the golf ball is going to go.
Okay.
So your job as the player is just to control what the club face is doing.
Yeah.
The path is largely going to affect where the ball is starting, but where the golf ball ends up is based off of where you as the player pointed the club at impact. So in that last swing, the ball went significantly left. The path was 3.7 degrees to the right, and the face was 9.3 degrees to the left.
Okay.
So the path is going to the right, the face is going to the left. What you've done in your golf swing is you've started out pretty neutral. You've made a big move here. Then you've gone here, and then you've gone back this way, you hit the ball, then you go forward.
Right.
So as you're going through impact, your weight is going backwards, which inherently is going to make the club face become more unstable.
Okay.
What I want you to do is, without a ball, okay, what I want you to do is make me a swing, and what I want you to do is make me a swing to where you feel like your weight goes into your right leg, and your weight goes into your left leg. Your weight goes into your right leg, your weight goes into your left leg. So you're just going to make a practice swing like that. So go ahead and get set up there. Tell me when you're ready.
So as if there was a ball there?
Yeah, as if there was a ball there.
Right, okay.
Okay?
So
your weight's going to go, hang on, your weight's going to go into your right leg, and then your weight's going to go into your left leg. Go. Yeah. So if we could get you to have more of that feeling of the weight going more forward, I think it's, so weight into the right, weight into the left. Yeah. Because basically through impact, you're hanging back off of your back foot.
Would that be also the reason why that I was slicing it as well as hooking it? Because
hooking it and slicing.
the weight's there and you're sort of...
Yeah, there's not a lot of pressure on the golf club.
Yeah.
Right? So if we watch this last one, just kind of goes back and goes forward. There's not a lot of loops, there's not a lot of curves.
No.
Just goes to the right, it basically goes to the left. Here, you go to the right, then you go to the left, then you go back to the right, then you go back to the left.
So yeah, it sort of switches between the two rather than...
So the goal is just going to be for us to work in a pattern that my weight goes into the right leg, my weight gets transferred into the left leg. What you do is your weight goes to the right, watch this, your weight goes up to the left,
and then comes off it.
and then comes back, and as you do that, the club fires. That's where the face gets unstable, and the face can move around a lot. In an ideal world, we want the path of the golf club and the face of the golf club both pointing in the same direction. In your case, path gets to the right, face gets to the left. Same thing happens for slicers. Path goes to the right, path goes to the left, face goes to the right. So you're just basically going to try and feel like your weight is just going more forward on this one.
Okay.
Okay. And if you're going to miss the ball to the right.
Okay. So I want to come back on normal swing and then weight to the...
Weight's going to be on the front foot.
Oh, blimey, this feels odd.
Better. little bit to the left, but not as much curve.
Well, that's not lost, that one, is it?
Nope.
That would have been all right.
Yeah. Try and feel like the face is going to point more to the right at impact.
Right, okay.
Better. Right, so what I want you to do is...
For me, I'm struggling to
Yeah, so we're going to have you hold this,
yeah.
Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to think about this as the club face, right? And what you're going to try and do is, at impact, feel like the face is going more that way. What you're doing is the face is going more this way. Another way you can feel this is if we think about, and we give you a much bigger object, okay? So we give you this tennis racket.
I'm better at that sport.
Okay? The face of the racket, through impact, needs to feel like it's more this way, not that way.
Right, okay.
Okay?
So exactly the same.
Yeah, so exactly the same. And as you come through impact, trying to feel like you're more this way.
Yeah, see, naturally that feels different in the back.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a forward movement.
Yeah. The other thing I think you could do is take your right hand and get your right hand a little more under. There you go. So now, coming through and going that way.
Maybe that could be the...
Yeah, the right hand being too much on top. Yeah. That's,
so sort of straighter down.
Yeah. And you're trying to feel like the racket in slow motion. Do it in slow motion. Come through.
Is the takeaway,
yeah,
right?
takeaway's fine. Backswing and come through. Yeah, more this way, not that way.
Right.
You've got too much of that. Yeah. So you're trying to feel like you don't release the club as much.
So would it be a wrong thing to do to try and feel like you're slicing it?
Yes.
So that's the wrong thing to do?
No, that's the right thing to do. You would want to feel like...
For me, that feels more natural to try and do that to correct it.
Yeah, for sure. Try and feel like you're slicing it. I don't mind that at all. Face to the right. That was closer.
Oh, that was straight.
That was closer.
Inside, shaft further forward. Weight transfer, right foot to left foot. Feel like you're slicing it.
Yep, big slice. That's the first one where where the face wasn't to the left. The path was 2 degrees to the left, the face was 3 degrees to the right. But the first ball you hit, so that face was 2.9 degrees to the right.
Yeah.
The first one you hit was 9 degrees left, 9 degrees left, 12 degrees left, 18 degrees left, 7 degrees left, 3 degrees to the right. That's the first one you got the path to the right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So let's come out and hit some off the grass now. So take your setup.
Yep.
Okay, so keep a hold of the club. So you've got the toe and you've got the heel. Okay, take your grip. When you're hitting these balls to the left, the toe is closing down. I want you to hit one where you feel like the heel is going to beat the toe, not the toe going that way, because you've got too much of this, and we're trying to feel more of this.
Okay.
Okay? Good. Do it again. Notice how the ball's starting straighter.
Yeah.
Not starting so far to the left. Let's do that again. That right hand being just a little bit more under. Right hand just a little bit more under. There you go. Almost. Yep. You're going to miss this one and miss it to the right. Okay. Don't miss it to the left. That was closer. Notice how much straighter that goes.
Yeah.
Right? There's no look of that golf ball going to the left.
Right. Line up, grip.
There you go, just a little bit that way. Good. Right. Path to the right, face feels like it's open. Way better there.
Probably about 320 that, Claude, yeah? 330?
On ice, downhill, 320. Take your grip, 320.
My head's gone. Right, come on, let's go. Yeah.
So this, notice how this feels like it's still got some curvature in it. We don't want to have curvature here and this flat.
Yeah.
We want to try and feel like this is flat and that has more curvature. And then the face is going to be square.
Okay.
Good. Overdue. Like it. So that time the face was wide open.
Yeah.
Like that. That shows us.
I was actually really trying to give it.
Yeah, good. That's good. That's what we wanted you to feel, because you need to feel that as the big exaggeration.
And then
we work backwards from that.
Okay.
But that was better. Oh, man. Whoa.
That's the one.
That is the high bomb. If my dad was here, he'd say, if you don't like that, I can't help you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I mean, that was pretty good.
I'll take it.
But what you did there was you controlled where the club face was pointing at impact.
Yeah.
So on all the bad shots, the face is clothing. Now, partly, whenever you get your right hand over here on top of the club, it gets it in a position to where it wants to close it down. So instead of the right hand being here, feeling like you're taking your right hand grip more from under, because what you do is you put your left hand on, the right hand comes over here on top. So a good habit for you to get into is feeling like your right hand is coming in from under, not on top.
Right, okay.
So just take your right hand, take your left hand grip first, okay? And then hold the club like this. Now, your right hand is gonna come from under, not over.
So rather than come on like that.
Correct. It's going to come more that way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But that last one, high bomb draw, which is exactly what we're looking for.
It's funny how the opposite shot has the.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But golf sometimes is a game of opposites, right? Two in a row. A little golf clap. Golf clap. Golf clap, tip of the cap.
That's what the UK boys do, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And girls.
What feels different?
That feels odd.
Yeah, should feel odd.
But it's working, so I'm going to stick with it. Because that's yeah. It just, I feel like there's not enough grip on the club.
But remember, you're right-handed.
Yeah.
Your right hand is your dominant hand. The more it gets over here, the more we're putting it in a dominant position. Yeah. Another way that you can make practice swings doing this, right? Take your left-handed grip, take your right-handed grip here, and just hold the club like this, okay? And then you're just going to make some swings and feel that you're going this way. If I come through here, look at the face. Yeah. If I go like that, that's shutting the face down. So it's almost not a bad thing. No, the fact that we're getting your right hand a little more under, and it feels like it's not so dominant, is definitely going to help.
Okay, that's interesting.
That would be a good feeling for you. I mean, that is really different.
Yeah.
Very different, right? So when we're thinking in terms of what the club face is doing, right? So if you stand over here, right? So if I start with the golf club pointing in this position, okay? So I've closed the club face, it's pointing to the left, and I swing, that's the direction the golf ball is going to go, because that's where the club face is pointing. The opposite is if I start like this and I have the face in a wide open position, as I come into impact, the ball is going to go to the right because that's where the club face is pointing at impact. So in your case, as you would come through impact, your weight would go back, your right hand's on top of the golf club, and you're shutting the face down, and that's why the ball's going in that direction. So what we've done is we've had you get the right hand more underneath, and then have you hit the golf ball more in that direction.
So do you reckon that wrap of the wrist is probably what's causing?
I think a lot of your right hand, the more your right hand gets over on top and gets in this position, it makes it easier for you to do that. The more the right hand gets underneath, the more the face can go through and go that way.
That's awesome.
So the right hand. So if you think about your setup, you've got a little gap in between your thumb and your index finger. When you get in here, this line is pointing up to this shoulder. What you want to do is feel like this is pointing up more to there. So that's more in the fingers and this is more up on top like that. So your right hand just needs to be more under, more feeling down in the palm, because yours tends to get up here on top that way.
Getting ahead of myself, but is that transferable to irons as well? Is it, or is it
absolutely, because obviously the longer the golf club, the harder it is to control it, because the longer the golf club, we've got less loft. Less loft, the golf ball is going to go further offline, and the longer the golf club, the harder it is to control. The shorter the golf club, the easier to control, but absolutely. So another way you can think about what you're trying to do with your grip is your left hand is more like this. What you tend to do is your left hand is like this and your right hand is like this. If you could take your hand and feel like they were both pointing like this, you get strong, weak. We want to have strong in the left and strong in the right. So the grip feels like it's coming more from here, not so much from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So one of the things that I do that I think is really important is setting up an idea of where you're going to try and go. So if we're going to try and go with those two chairs down there, the end of the range, right? I'm going to get my two shafts down on the ground. So I can come back here and look at where I'm lining up, right? So when I line up, okay, and we're going to get you to do this. Okay, so you're going to have your feet parallel to this, and your shoulders parallel to that. Okay, so get in there and hit one. Okay, and the club face nice and square. There we go, and hit it. Okay, so that ball went miles to the left, right? Okay, so come back, stand on this line. Okay, so that ball started left and went left. Okay, stand straight back behind me. So one, right over here. Okay, first of all, that ball went into the trees to the left, right? I'm not set up there, am I?
No.
And is the face pointing there?
No.
So if I asked you from this position, from this club face position and this setup position, if I asked you to hit a ball in the trees to the left, what would you have to do?
Turn the club that way.
You'd have to close the face. So anytime you hit the golf ball offline, specifically when you're practicing, if you've got alignment sticks down and you know where you're aiming and you hit one in the trees over there, you can go back and say, okay, I'm not aimed over there, and the club face is pointing at those two chairs, and the ball started probably 40, 50 yards left of where I'm aiming. How could you do that from here? The club face would have to be closing down. So think about trying to not do that.
Well, I'm going to visualize those chairs in my head, and that's where I want the
you want the face to be pointing at those chairs. At impact. Not left. Better. Better. Face more square, right? Good. Do it again.
I was really trying to hit that one right as well.
That. Love that. That's showing you that you can control the club face. Oh, look at this. Okay, watch where that ball lands. Okay, come back here and look. Okay. I'm set up here and the club face is here. That's where the ball should go.
Okay. That's bang on
Most
straight,
golfers can tell you everything they're doing wrong when they hit a bad one. But when they hit a good one, they can't fundamentally tell you, I hit this shot good because of these things. So what you did differently there is you set up, the club face was pointing this way. At impact, the club face came back in this position. You can use these two lines and imagine that as the club is coming through impact, and you're trying to feel that in between these two lines, the club face wouldn't be changing position.
I'm with you.
So it's coming through this way.
It's almost holding the plane.
You could even make this much, much smaller and say, okay, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to feel through impact that the face is this way, not over here and not over there.
Right.
So do that a couple of times without a ball, set up to the tee, okay? Okay, take your setup. Go waist high back. Okay, now come through and keep that face, keep coming, there you go. Now the face is square. The only way you could hit it left from here is for that to go that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so all you're doing here is just learning how to control what the club face is doing.
Should I do a waisty?
No, full swing. Way better.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that really helpful having them close in.
But again,
because
come back here.
I'm trying to sort of keep that in, so I can still see it, but it still stays in between.
Right, so when you hit a good one, you want to come back and go, okay, that's where I'm aiming. The club face was aiming at that when I hit it. That's where the ball went. Okay, yeah, that means I'm doing all of these good things. Again, you want to have a really good understanding as to what you're doing when you're hitting good shots, not just a great understanding as to what you're doing when you're hitting bad shots.
Yeah.
And think about it logically. If the ball is going wildly offline relative to where you're aiming, and you don't have the club face aim there, the face is closing it down.
Yeah. Okay.
So for you, the single biggest change that we're trying to make is we're trying to get the grip in a position so that through impact, the face is like this, because what you do is the grip gets on top, and as you come through and go that way, the face shuts down and closes down. And I would be doing a lot of shadow boxing between here.
Yeah.
I'd put the club like this, and then in slow motion, I'd be going.
One thing you did do that I found really helpful was that waist to waist.
Yep.
Like you said, just
think about controlling the club back.
Get there.
And then control it through.
Because obviously what I was doing before was
that was shutting down. And look at, so do that again, that move that you showed me you were just doing. Yeah, look where the face is pointing now. The face is pointing over here.
Yeah.
So you're trying to feel that through impact, the face would be pointing this way.
Almost hugging the alignment stick.
Yep. Let's do that one more. That was really good, the last one. I like that.
Oh. Should we make this the last one?
Last
one end on a high, shall we?
Well, that's up to you. That's up to you.
Grip. Shoulder over, inside the hill.
Yep.
Hold it outright.
Better. Much better.
I think that'll do me, Claude. Yeah? Thank you so much for that. That was really, really, really helpful. And from this, there will be a driver in the bag. I'm going to do a driver testing and see which one I'm going to use in the near future. But thanks a lot, mate.
It's all me. Nothing to do with him. All this guy.
This bill's racking up quite high, isn't it? Right, let's take a loan out, bruv. Right, legends, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Love you all. Golf life.